So I'm Evan Olson, owner of Garage Force Charleston. You guys have been doing much better than the other companies that have been that I've tried using. So really happy about that. You guys are doing some organic posting. You're doing kind of like secretarial kind of stuff, setting up the meetings, talking to people, doing meta ads. The time when I found you guys, there's a conference or presentation, whatever you want to call it, set up by one of the other Garage Force people in South Carolina, and you guys kind of teaming up. I liked your presentation, liked what you had to say, liked that you had some experience in the industry, and then I think I had just signed a contract for a different company and was really regretting that. But they just did not perform at all. I spent over $10,000. I don't know that I can track a single lead to any of their stuff that they did. So I was really, really unhappy. I think I still had like the cup you guys gave me or something. So that was a good call because I was like, what was the name of that company again? And I could have called Kevin, but I was like, okay, SSP. So Googled you guys and then got on your website, put in the form. I think it was like 3 or 4 months from when I had signed up for that company, and I let them go for about 3 months. And again, it just was terrible. I had hardly any jobs, and then I stopped with them. And it was kind of funny because once I stopped with them, the next month, where I didn't have really much of any online presence going on, Google told me that my interactions and like stuff was up 80%. So it was like they were doing absolutely nothing for me. And then, that's the reason I went with you guys is I just was not having like anything coming in that wasn't just somebody Googling like Garage Force specifically in Charleston. So one thing I'm really bad at is doing anything with social media. Doesn't matter if it's ads, posting, interacting with people, but it's just those kinds of things that, it seems like you have high quality ads. People seem to respond to them. That was an improvement, definitely. The organic posting, I just, for some reason, cannot bring myself to do it. So that's a really big help. There's some interaction there, and I've heard that it helps with like the algorithm, makes it seem like a more legitimate account, stuff like that. So that's been a huge help. And then just not having to do as much of the scheduling and talking to people because I'm out on every single job right now. So if I'm spending, 8-10 hours doing that and I'm, focusing, it's tough to sometimes go and respond, take a phone call, stuff like that. So it's really offloaded a lot more of the work than I originally anticipated because I was like, oh, do I really want to spend more money? It is well worth it. Well worth it. I can tell that you guys are, it's having an effect. I can't give you specific numbers, but like, I had very, very few going on, and now it's quite a bit more, getting not just more leads, but they seem like qualified leads. So I'm not going out and people are, just kind of what do you call them, tire kickers, and just, they seem a little bit more educated. I think you guys qualify the leads basically, which is really nice. And it's something that I think you're better at than me. So that's kind of a cool thing, letting you guys do the stuff you're really good at, and I can do the stuff that I'm good at, and it works out better that way. Really like the secretary service, the scheduling the meetings, talking to people on Facebook and stuff, that just really helps me be able to spend more time doing other stuff because there's, as a small business owner, there's always something you should probably be doing, paperwork or doing the actual job, the installs. I do the sales as well, so it really takes a lot off my plate to have you guys do that. And then you guys seem to be pretty good at the ads. You can take stuff that I've given you, you have your own stuff. I'm excited to be recording some videos of myself to do those ads. But yeah, it just gives me a little bit more time. I'm not as on my phone. I still always keep my phone on me. I'm answering phone calls, but it's a little bit less phone time, which is nice because I'm not having to message people as much, having to set stuff up. I don't have to worry about the ads. They seem to always be doing well. I should probably check them out more just to make sure that I like them. But honestly, I just kind of trust you guys. It seems to be working. What do I know? I felt less stressed and happier in the past few months, less stuff to worry about, and it doesn't hurt that I'm making more money.